Hello, my name is Bill Gray. I'm an MD and homeopathic physician practicing in Silicon Valley. I'd like to tell you about a new innovation that enables people to be instantly relieved of their fever, diarrhea, weakness, all the symptoms of Ebola within a couple of hours after exposure to signals played on the cell phone. The process of this is based in homeopathic understanding. Homeopathy itself is a science been around for 2 centuries, popular throughout the world, and became famous for treating epidemics like Ebola, including things like smallpox, scarlet fever, yellow fever, cholera, typhoid, and so on. The basic principle of homeopathy is that the remedies are prepared in such a way that they're not a physical substance anymore, but they're an energy, a form of energy. The process that was developed is to take the substance, whatever it is that you want to use homeopathically, put it in solution, and then pound that solution, dilute it, pound that, dilute that, pound that, dilute that, pound that, dilute that, past Avogadro's number, which means that there's no molecule left of the original thing. A lot of modern thinkers consider this controversial because how can something work if there's nothing in it? Well, the truth is that when something's in solution, the water forms shells around the molecules. The more you pound it, the more you get these nano clusters in the water. And these have been observed by electron microscopy, atomic force microscopy, and so on. So the more you pound it and dilute it, the more you get these clusters in the water that carry the same energy as the original thing. The immunobiologist in France named Jacques Benveniste, about 20 years ago, knew this. He demonstrated that the remedies work in the laboratory, and he reasoned that if an energy like this can act in the laboratory, then it could be possible to extract that energy and digitize it so that it can be used on cell phones, computers, and so on. He actually accomplished this using a very simple device of a coil, amplifier, digitizer, sound card, and demonstrated in the laboratory, but not on people, that this can indeed work in the laboratory, and it's been proven. So the reasoning now with what's happening in Sierra Leone is that if we can make a remedy or two that are useful for Ebola, we don't have to rely on pharmacies to get the remedies there. We can actually transmit it by cell phone directly. So we've set up a website, and the Ebola eRemedies, we call them, are available on emergencydr.org. People in West Africa know about this through Facebook now, and quite a few people have used it. In Sierra Leone, we actually have a team of people who have been diligent in working on this. We have 3 cases of Ebola, 2 that were long-standing, and 1 that was a new health worker who made a mistake with his gloves, all of which had severe symptoms, high fever, close to 106, severe diarrhea, and weakness. And by playing the eRemedies on their cell phone, the symptoms literally disappeared within a matter of hours. One case was 16 days sick, very sick, and it only took 4 hours to be free of symptoms. Another was 4 days, and it took about less than 12 hours. And the new case was again less than 4 hours. So if these were used in the treatment centers, then it would increase the turnover of the beds rapidly and be able to get on top of this epidemic. So let me tell you a little about the situation in West Africa. You see behind me demonstrations, you probably can't see it too well, of the current situation. As of today, the number of cases that have been recorded, and this is probably only about 1/5 of the truth, the number of cases that have been recorded is 20,000, and the number of recorded deaths as of today is 7,800. This is rapidly rising. This curve here shows the rate of rise and the projections from WHO. It can be in the range of over 1 million in just a few months at the rate that it's going now. The progression started in Guinea, and it went up and then down. It moved to Liberia, and that gradually has reduced in the last month or so. And now the hotspot is in Freetown, Sierra Leone, which is where our team is located. So we have approached the government for almost 2 months now and found a great deal of intransigence, inability to let our team into the treatment centers. And so along with other Sierra Leoneans who are finding the same experience when they go there and they get turned away, they're setting up their own treatment centers. And we are now trying to make an appeal to the public to help us fund a new treatment center in Freetown. We estimate that it should cost in the range of $22,000. It would be 4 beds. We already have a start on the structure, and the money would be used for medical equipment, for IVs, for oral rehydration fluids, bedding, of course, latrines, and nursing, decontamination, and so on. Our estimate is that this first treatment center would cost in the range of $22,000. So we're trying to appeal to the public for donations. I very much appreciate your support in this and your willingness to listen to this. And here's where you can send checks if you're so inclined. We do have a nonprofit foundation that has been set up to receive the donations. Here's the information.